Good evening, everyone in Tweet Be Happy land. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I do a live every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Mountain time, 8 o'clock Central time, and 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if you did not catch me live, you can always catch the replay or the recording on Facebook for 30 days, or it is permanently stored on my YouTube channel. Now, those of you that want to watch me on YouTube, you need to have your own YouTube channel. Now, even if you have no intentions of doing lives, that's okay. Go ahead and set up a YouTube channel, because you just need a place to log into with a password. Now, if for some reason you would like me to help you do this, I would be happy to do so. But anyway, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that address is youtube.com / the ampersand sign, and then Darla Tweeten 8262. By you subscribing to that channel, then when I go live, you will receive notification. And maybe now that I'm saying that, you may have to click a notification button or something like that. Maybe some of the people that are listening to me right now might know. I'm just checking my iPad over here to make sure that I am live and that I am at the right, that I'm horizontal, not vertically. So, and it looks like I am, so that is good. So, hello, Cindy. How are you tonight? Gosh darn. I hope you're ready for some entertainment. You know how it is with Darla. I'm always making a mistake or two, and if nothing else, something goofy comes out of my mouth. So, welcome, Cindy. I'm very happy that you're here. Now, those of you that are joining me, be sure to comment where you're from, because it's always fun to see who is listening and how far away you may be from me. Now, tonight here in Iowa, it's about 100 degrees. As you can see, I have a sleeveless shirt on, and we are going to be doing our last live with the Silly Old Bear Suite. Tonight, like I promised you, we're going to be doing the 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder, but I have put a twist on it. I have gone with the theme red, white, and blue, because everyone knows the 4th of July is coming. It's this Saturday, and this is being recorded on Tuesday night, June 30th, 2026. I don't think I said that. I think I lost my train of thought when I started telling you to be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I will put that link in the comments after this live too. But anyway, happy June 30th to everyone. 6 months is gone. But we've had a good time, haven't we? We have been doing intentionally what we needed to do. So tomorrow is July 1st, and in the Stampin' Up! World, we have some July online exclusives that go live tomorrow. So I want you to log into your Stampin' Up! Account. If you're a demonstrator, you can do it yet. Tonight, you can already do it. As a matter of fact, we've been able to pre-order from the July online exclusives for, I'd say a good 30 days. And as a matter of fact, I have some of the July online exclusives, and they may be a couple of Christmas things. I have a fall, like a scarecrow, and also they are coming out with just a beautiful leaf punch. So being the punch girl that I am, guess who had to buy that bundle? Now, I have learned the hard way, and I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't tell you that when you go online in the morning to my customers, and if you do what's new, all of the July online exclusives will come up. Now, take your time when you go through the list of new things, because no one can afford it all. Most of us can, maybe afford 2 of them, but it seems like we always buy 3 of them. But where I was going with my whole comment was, when you make your purchases of Stampin' Up!, keep your budget in mind. I'm saying this especially for my team. Go through all of the new products. Have a piece of paper off to your right if you're right-handed, and write down like the product number, the suite name, and what the cost is, okay? So the reason I'm asking you to write them down is because maybe when you get halfway through, you're going to see something that you just can't live without, or you think you really need, okay? So write that down, and then when you get to the very end, there may be that gorgeous punch right there waiting for you. So write that down too. And then, add up what all you have. Now keep this paper handy, because these July online exclusives, they're available for a long time. Some products are. If it's an extremely popular product, like maybe this new leaf punch that's coming out, it may go unavailable, but it will come back in. And like tonight, we are going to be using the 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder. Currently, that is unavailable. This whole suite has been out since, I guess it was a May online exclusive, this silly old bear. But parts of it have gone unavailable, so then that makes it, you can't order the suite. But go ahead and look and see what's missing on the suites, and pick what you absolutely would like to have right now. Now, you may not save money, because normally when you buy a suite, you save about 10%. But where I was going with this is the embossing folder that we're going to be using tonight is unavailable currently. But Stampin' Up! Has a little box under the description that you can put an X in, and when it comes back in stock, you'll automatically get an email saying that it's available. Now, if you're like me, I'm not good about checking my email every day. Sometimes it's, may go 2-3 days. But if there's something that I'm waiting for, I try to check it either first thing in the morning or check it at night. So it's kind of warm up here in this bedroom. So my glasses, I feel like, are slipping down, but they're not. I don't know why. I think I have to keep adjusting them. Maybe it's just a bad habit. But anyway, Welcome everyone that is joining me tonight. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I just briefly went over that tomorrow is July 1st and that we have some online exclusives that will be available to customers that are not demonstrators. I wanted to share with you that if there is something that you like, write it down on a sheet of paper, follow your budget, and then you can order again if need be. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and reverse my camera here, and then I'm going to move it up to my work surface so that I can go over some business items with you guys, get that out of the way. There again, I don't feel I would be doing my job if I didn't tell you a few things. Plus, I want to have you guys be knowledgeable in my specials that I have and whatever else may come along. So first of all, I always like to thank you for your orders. I appreciate them, and I hope to stamp with everyone that's watching tonight in person someday or virtually real soon. So I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate your support of my business. Now, every time you place a $50 order in a month, I will send you a Projects of the Month tutorial. And it is something that is emailed to you, and it contains one video, and then there's a PDF for the card that's made on the video, and then there's 2 other PDFs. So you will get a total of 3 cards. And this is my thank you to you for placing a $50 online order. And this month, excuse me, I hit the camera. This month, for some reason, I did not print this out in color, but you can see where there's 3 of us out of 7 of us demonstrators in the United States that come up with the projects each month. So like, for example, I was one of the artists in the month of June, and this is my card right here. So like I said, this is 1 video tutorial and 2 additional PDFs to spark your creativity. And I tell you what, these gals are very talented. I also want to put a shameless plug in for a Kits Night that I hold the 3rd Wednesday night of each month. And it is held at a venue in Clearing called Pushing Up Daisies. And the next event will be July 15th. And by the way, hi Dale, thank you for joining us tonight. It is great having you here with us. So the next Wednesday night is July 15th. Now, tomorrow is July 1st, so that is 2 weeks in advance, and the cost of the blind date night is $35. And if you register by tomorrow and pay your fee, you will save $5. So if you sign up tonight or tomorrow, the class fee is only $30. And by the way, in the month of July, we are going to be doing a Christmas kit. It is the Road to Christmas. That's the one that we're going to be doing on Wednesday night. Now, if you don't send cards at Christmas time, I will be showing some alternatives for like maybe birthdays or get well or something like that. So we've got you covered. So I do send out emails with updates too, because I know that there are some people that don't have Facebook, but they do have email. So I do send out a email, and if you would like to be on my email list, please contact me. Send me your email address, texting or whatever, and I will be sure to add you. Now, I see this says, March product of the month. I don't think that March product of the month is available anymore, just like the June product of the month is not available anymore. We have a brand new begonia one that's going to be coming out in July 1st, and that'll be coming out tomorrow. So just a word from the wise. With the June product going out so fast, it went out by June 20th, that if you are interested in that begonia set, it is on the Tweet Be Happy page. If you are interested in that, when you purchase $75 in my online store, you can order that product for $5. But you do have to put it into your cart. It does not automatically happen. And of course, that $75 is before shipping and taxes, okay? Or if you have a rewards account, if you use your rewards bank and it goes below, the product total goes below $75, then you will not be eligible for that. So you'll need to buy a tube of glue, or buy some adhesives or something like, or gems, so that your product total goes back up. Hey Dolores, you haven't missed hardly anything. I've just been kind of going over what all's going to be happening in July, and as a matter of fact, now we're gonna start doing the cards. So your timing is perfect. And welcome, Dolores. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, there is, I talked about this 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder. This is part of that mega suite, and this is a rather large folder, okay? So when I was doing this tonight, earlier, I cut my paper 6 inches by 8.5. That's what that measurement means, because on my big Stampin' and Emboss machine, I can run a 6-inch through. When I use my mini, I believe it has to be 3 inches. How you use these is, this is the embossing folder. You would put, I'm going to try and not bump my phone. You would put your card stack inside of the embossing folder, and then you would want to make sure that the Stampin' Up! Emblem is on the top, and then you would put it into your Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. You'd use the number 1, what's this called? Placeholder. And then when you're using an embossing folder, you would use number 4, which is right there. Now, you always want the folded end to go through your machine first. My OCD's kicking in, so I have to have this one be straight and that. Now, when you put it into your machine, you kind of want to make a like an eye, where the bottom one and the top one are overlapping the folder. Then that way it grabs it better and pulls it through the machine. So through the power of videos, I have this this piece, it is embossed now. So, and I did emboss it with this 100 Acre 3D embossing folder. And if you look real close, oh boy, there's Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if you can see it or not, sitting at the end of the tree. And this is a map of the woods, so that's like a stream running through. And that you can see the different, like he's sitting on a log. I know you probably can't see that. And then here's like west, east, north, south. Just a really cute way to add elegance to your card. Okay, so the card sketch that we are doing tonight is the Casing Tuesday 571. And if you pull out your catalog, we are on page 41 tonight, and we are doing this layout right here. Now, we're not creating this exact card, but I did share with you guys. I don't know, Dolores, are you stamping with me tonight like you did last week? If you are, make a comment. That would be fun. That would be fun to know. But anyway, so I gave you the measurements earlier, and this is a sample card of the Playful Packaging Bundle. That is the actual, die cuts that are used. Now, keep in mind, these Casing Tuesdays are beginning points for when you start to create a card. Now, nowhere on this page does it talk about the sweet old bear or the silly old bear or the 100 Acre woods 3D. Nowhere does it talk about that. But that's the beauty of this. I provide to you a sketch, and then you go through your paper, your stamps, your embossing folders, and you pick out the one that you want to create. Now tonight I've had kind of a fun time with this, because with it being the 4th of July, I wanted to do the 100 Acre 3D embossing folder, which you can see is done on this blueberry bushel. You guys want to see, I'm not really a blue person, but I don't very often use this beautiful color. This is blueberry bushel. Isn't that pretty? Now, somebody earlier today when I was talking to them, they wanted to know how much different that was than Night of Navy. So I have my cardstock off to my left here, and this is what a Night of Navy piece of cardstock looks like. So it is beautiful also, but for today's project, I am choosing the blueberry bushel. Now, at one time, the blueberry bushel was an in color, and then when they did a color refresh, they did included in the main thing. And Dale, I was just reading your comment. Your hand is still not good enough to do any stamping yet. Oh, darn it. Oh, darn it. Well, you know what? Keep doing your PT and, use it until you can have it back to 100%. We'll say a prayer for you, Dale. I hope it gets much better for you. Anyway, this is the card sketch that we're going to be making tonight. I have done one on white, thick white cardstock, something like this. And then I did do another one on the blueberry bushel, using that. And now what we're going to do is we are going to make a card using the real red. And then when we get done with that, I will ask you which one you like best, okay? So let's go ahead, and I don't think I've scored this. So let's go ahead, and the measurement of our card base is, you know, it's a half a sheet of paper. So you are going to want to cut the full sheet of paper at 5.5, okay? And so then you will have enough for 2 card bases. And then you take your trimmer, and you score it at 4.25. And you don't have to go very many times. I do believe that I need to replace my scoring blade because I never have. And I think that's why I'm having some problems with things getting scored. So then go ahead and let's get the bone folder right here. Okay. And you want to make a nice crease. You want to crease your card nice because then it will lay flatter. It won't lay totally flat, but flatter. So, hi Nancy Dodge, how are you? I'm just starting to make my first card, Nancy. So you are fine. So so the next layer we're going to put on is just a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base. But before we do that, on our I have embossed real red, and you're going to want to make sure that your trees are going up the right way. I have embossed a real red and another piece of blueberry bushel. And what we're going to want to do is we need to have 2 strips that are 4 inches by 1.5. Okay, I think they're already at 4 inches. Yes. So then what we're going to need to do is go to the 1.5, close the trimmer, and then trim, you know, cut it off. So this will be one of our pieces. And then we do, remember I said we needed 2 4 inches by 1.5. So then we will take it down here and close the, and then push the trimmer. Now you can, when you're using this trimmer, you can use the top or you can use the bottom. For some reason, I don't know why, I prefer the bottom. I don't know if it's because it's closer, easier to see. I'm not sure. So then these will be extras for another card, and this will be our first layer. We need one that is 4 inches by 1.5 inches, and that's what size those 2 are. So what we're going to do here is I'm wanting to do the theme of 4th of July, and I like texture. So let's see, have you tried turning the scoring blade in the opposite direction? I do that with the blade sometimes, and that improves it. No, I haven't. I did not know that that was an option. Thank you, Dolores. See, that's the beauty of these lives. You learn things, you learn tricks. Now, this is an old ink pad, and it is what we call craft ink. Currently, they have an ink that is called white craft ink, and so it comes in a different container. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, for some reason, I'm going to run this now. Now, don't be nervous, but I'm going to run this white craft ink over my red just to give it some texture. I'm going to do the same thing on the blueberry bushel. Now, this craft ink does take a little bit to dry, so hopefully I will remember that and I won't get white all over. So with the only reason in my world that I'm doing this is because I'm going with the red, white, and blue theme. That's why I have done this, okay? So that will be the next layers on our card, and we'll stack them something like that, but we're going to let them dry. Now, according to the card sketch, there is supposed to be 3 shapes on this card, okay? Now, when it says 3 shapes, that means anything. So what we're going to do is we are going to fussy cut out some of the animals on this Winnie the Pooh. Now, there are dies that come with it. Excuse me. I got to get a drink here. What's everybody drinking tonight? I'm having iced tea with an orange in it. What are you guys having? Oh boy. Iced tea just quenches my thirst. So anyway, I could die cut these out, but I don't mind fussy cutting. So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to cut out this little Winnie the Pooh here and Piglet. And I do know that we have been using this suite all month long. I do realize that. So I'm not tired of Winnie the Pooh yet, and I hope you guys aren't tired of Winnie the Pooh. Now, starting in July 7th, I will not be on here, so make a note of that. That is our county fair, and I will be helping at the fair. The parade is that night, and then I have to help with my 3 grandsons because my son is on the fair board, and you know how that is. They're on call 24/7 during the fair. And then my daughter-in-law is helping with the judging of the queen. So I will be, Tuesday's kind of a busy day for us. Plus there is a fair parade that same day. So we do have those 3. I'm just going to count them as 2 objects. And then let's go ahead and cut out Tigger here. And what I'm doing is I am just quickly cutting around it. I like to leave white space around my images. I'm not sure why, but I just prefer that look. Okay, so we cut it. That's more for next time. So now that we don't have such a big paper, and I'm not going to worry about the bottom because the bottom is going to be tucked underneath of the sentiment, but we do need to kind of trim out his little tail here. And when you fussy cut, you're not moving your scissors, you're moving the paper around, and that's how you get nice even cuts. And like I said, I do not mind fussy cutting. I probably, like I said, we had those dies. I could have used the dies, but to me, by the time I get the dies out and maybe they don't work, I can have it fussy cut. So there we are. There's Tigger right there. Okay. So the three that we're going to use are Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Tiger. So let's go ahead and put these to the side, and let's prepare our sentiment now. The sentiment is 2 inches by 5/8 of an inch. So I have this piece of scrap here that I don't know. It's not very straight, is it? So I'm not sure where it came from. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a sentiment from the Sweet Words and Labels. And I think I'm going to do I will love you until forever and even after that. And I don't believe I got that one out. So let's see here. I got to focus my eyes on this. Okay, so it's kind of a longer one. It's going to be, you know, the Casing Tuesday is only a suggestion. It's only an idea. So even though it did say that it needed to be 2 inches by 5/8 of an inch, we can do whatever we would like. So I'm wondering, I think I'm going to do this in real red. I'm going to reach back here and pull out my real red, and I am going to kind of like condition this stamp. I've never used this one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the ink, and then I'm going to stamp off, and it looks like it did a pretty good job, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and clean it over here. And then let's go ahead and stamp it on our piece of white paper. Now, I did not measure this. I'm sure it's not longer than 4 inches, because remember, that is the width of our paper. So let's put this red away for right now. We might be getting that back out, either that or the blueberry bushel, I'm not sure. So then let's bring in this paper trimmer is my favorite tool. Well, I don't know. My take your pick tool is right up there too. So let's go ahead and just kind of cut that off there. So we've got this for another sentiment. Save all your scraps. And then I will, let's go ahead and trim this down. Now 5/8 is the mark after the 1/2 inch. You guys probably all knew that. So let's go ahead and cut it right there. So that was just lucky that the paper didn't move on me there. So here is our sentiment. I will love you until forever and even after that. So I love these blueberry bushel stars. So what we're going to do is just to kind of, you know, brighten up the sentiment, we're just going, did you see where I stamped off once, and then the second time we will stamp over the words then, and it just gives our sentiment, you know, some personality. Okay, so I think we're ready to put our card together. So if you've noticed, I'm using a silicone mat over here. That's what I'll do my gluing on, and then I do my stamping on the piercing mat. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and adhere. I'm going to put the red, white, and blue. I'm going to put the red on top of the blue, or first, I should say. So we will go ahead and on my first card, I put it up too high. So on my second card, I lowered it a little bit, and so the third card looks like it's even lower yet. Okay, so this isn't quite dry yet, but I do want to kind of it's got, oh, you know, it's 100-acre woods. It's kind of outdoorish like. I am just kind of breaking down the fibers on the bottom of this card, and then to give it some more texture, I will take some dimensionals, and as you can see here, I am almost out of my dimensionals. And never fear, the edges of the dimensionals are amazing for sentiments or for pieces of cards like this. They're just they're very nice. So then I put the edges there, and then I will put a dimensional up there in the corner, and then I'll put another one down here in the corner. So I will use my take your pick tool and just kind of you know, make it so the backings come off easier. So are there any questions tonight? I haven't been watching the comments. I was earlier, but sometimes it's hard to do both things at once. So Nancy, you like poo. Yep, I know. Like I said, I've been using this suite the whole month of June. I've really gotten my money's worth out of it. I don't know how many cards I've made. And tonight, the 3 cards that I'm making 1 card with you, and then I've made a couple more as prototypes. But I will be mailing these to people that are leaving comments on the video tonight. And it looks like my red isn't straight. So when that happens, put it on your glass mat, and it has lines on it, and you can adjust it. Let's just kind of, I don't know. Yep, look at that. It'll come right off. Yoo-hoo! Usually when you're on live, things aren't that easy. So then I'm just going to push it up just a little bit. The right corner was going down. And then we will put this strip like right there underneath the red. So I have the red, white, and blue theme going on. I like this this twine. I love twine. So let's go ahead and wrap it around the card twice. And then let's cut it off here. And let's see if we can make a bow. Wherever the bow ends up, it ends up there. Okay, looks like it's going to be over towards the right hand side of the card. Earlier on my other 2 cards, it's been over to the left. That's okay. It's okay. We can be flexible. I hope I'm in the screen when I'm tying this. So then that's the bow, and then you kind of pull on the ends until you get the size bow that you want. So there, what do you think of that? Okay, so that will be put on our card base, and I don't know why we can't do that now, so let's go ahead and put some. Make sure you put a good amount of adhesive on the back of your card since it's been embossed. And then I always like to, this is an important tip, I don't want my card to fall apart. So I always take a couple pieces of tear and tape and just kind of tape down the twine. We're not going to tear it off and make it sticky because obviously there's enough on the back of the card. We don't need that part, but it's just to hold the twine in place. I don't want it to come off. So we will lay it down on the real red card base. What do you think? Red, white, and blue. I love red, white, and blue. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take our little objects. Remember, we're supposed to have 3 objects, and I always like to do a dry fit. And we can do something like this, or we could put Winnie the Pooh over here. I think I want Winnie the Pooh over on the left hand side, just because the bow is on the right hand side. And I don't know, I maybe should have you know, cut that little jar of honey off. I did not. So there again, when you're making your own cards, it's your world. You can do whatever you want. I love these glue dots. And when you get done with your sheet of paper, just go ahead and tear them off. Okay, so let's go ahead and put Tigger on here. Let's see here. Where do we want him at? We'll put him right there. Okay, now we're going to put this, I will love you until forever and even after that. We can just kind of put that like in the middle. So let's go ahead and get some, I think I have enough big dimensionals. I've got, I will be needing to get out a new one. I have some mini ones, but I just have better luck with the regular size dimensionals when I'm doing a sentiment this size. So there again, I am going to break the fibers up a little bit by just bending it back and forth. And then here is, I'm gonna kind of put this like halfway on the white and halfway on the blue. So I maybe should have thought that through better and put the dimensionals on the bottom of the sentiment right here rather than putting them in the middle. But I think we're okay. Okay, now is the fun part. I think it was last week I used these swirled designs, or maybe I did them at our team meeting, I can't remember. But anyway, these dies are still available, but they're on last chance. And if you want to hear about a good deal, they are $14 right now. They were originally $28. So what I did was I took this large star and this miniature star, and I cut them out of basic white cardstock. So what it cuts out is absolutely beautiful. Let me show you what you get. I'm gonna take a minute here and put these back onto the cardboard that they come in, just so I don't lose them. But what you get when you die cut those is you will get the center of the star is this right here. So it goes something like that, okay? So you get a center of the star, and then you get this beautiful outline. And then the smaller stars, you get a center little star, and then you get an outline. And so that fits together something like that, okay? So let's go ahead and put a few stars on our card tonight, okay? I'm not sure what really happened, but when I try to run this embossing folder through my cut and emboss machine, it didn't do a very good job. And I think maybe I was missing one of the plates. Okay, so here's our card. As you can see, the white stars probably will not show up the best on the white, will they? So what we're going to do is we are going to grab the little star, and I believe the star came from one of the paper pumpkin kits. That's where I got this little star. It is so cute. You'll really like it. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to stamp some stars on our star. Now I can also take the big white one and stamp stars on that too. And what it does is it just kind of highlights it more so. And then you can also do it on the little star too, if you would like. Sorry, I used my... Okay, so there is the little star. Okay, so at the same time, let's go ahead and do the inside of our card. And what we're going to do is we are going to stamp stars for the inside of the card. On the outside of the card, we have said, I will love you until forever and even after that. So, I don't know. I don't think we're going to put anything on the inside right now, except I am going to use my Notorious Heart to fill in the center, the inside of the card. And I did not press evenly on this heart. Let's see if I can do that. Whoa, what do you think? Isn't that beautiful? That is Blueberry Bushel. Now, if you want to, and I should not have done a set of the stars, but that's okay. We are going to do, we're going to take the real red, and we are going to stamp off on the real red, and then just kind of mix that in with the blue, something like that. Isn't that neat? Yeah. So, what's everybody doing for the 4th of July? Do you guys have big plans? Oh, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. We're going to have just a quiet 4th of July. I'm not really sure what we're going to be doing yet. Obviously, if it's hot out, you know, we will not do a whole lot. Just have a quiet one. So let's go ahead and remember I wanted to put some stars on the front of this Winnie the Pooh card. And we could do something like that. So I like that. So let's go ahead and take our adhesive, and let's just go ahead and put that. Now, there's room to tuck it underneath there, so you can do that. Now, let's go ahead and use this tiny one. And when I use the tiny one, you can see the adhesive is wider than the little star is. We'll just take your fingers and just kind of wrap it back around, okay? And this one we can put on the blue then. So, okay. So there is our card. What do you guys think? I will love you forever and even after that. And then the inside of our card. Now I did use just a scrap of white that I had. So if you don't say a lot in your cards, this will work really well. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of center this on the top of that card. Now remember we had cut off some of the I don't know where my blue is. I don't know where that went. But when I find the blue, I will be putting that in the bottom here to fill in that part. I don't know where it's at. I think I covered it up with something. And like I said, I will find it later. Now also I wanted to point out that if you wanted to, you could save the negative of your star and you can use your sponge to do that. It seems to me that I left the blue out here someplace. Okay, I guess I didn't. Here it is. Here's the blue. I knew I had. So let's go ahead and just run our adhesive. Now, if you want to, you could put it on the inside of your card, something like that, if you wanted to, or you could put it at the bottom. I'm going to do something totally out of character, and I am going to put it on the left-hand side of the inside of the card. And I will butt it right up to the seam. But isn't that cute? Yeah, I like that. Oops. I got it a little bit too close. It's doesn't want to fold. So let's go ahead and move the bottom part over just a little bit. Okay? So then it folds really nice. So there is our card. one thing I want to do is, what time is it? Oh, it's about 10 to 9, or 5 to 9. I'm going to go ahead and take this shimmer brush. This golden glow is perfect for Winnie the Pooh. That is his color, isn't it? So I don't necessarily squeeze the barrel every time I use it, because it does last quite a bit. But when you need more, you just push it right here. So there's little Winnie the Pooh. So everybody is ready for the 4th of July. They've got on their best. So yeah, so that is my my card for tonight. I do want to thank you for watching me tonight. There is we've got some stars left to do on our next card. We do need to do an envelope real fast. I got an envelope from Stampin' Up. I think it was this week yet. And I kind of liked what they did. What they did was they, okay, hubby talked about taking a tractor to a tractor show, but if it's hot, I don't see it happening. I'm hoping to make cards. Okay, well, I know how well you guys do in your tractor show, so let's pray that it is a little cooler for you guys, that you can go to your tractor show. But if not, I know you will enjoy making cards too. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of adding some stars to the back of my envelope, and I have used pecan pie, because if Winnie the Pooh isn't golden glow, then he can be a pecan pie type of guy. So my cards that I did tonight are from the Silly Old Bear Suite, and we used the 3D embossing folder, the 100 Acres Woods, and it is currently not available, but it will come back in stock. So be sure and check that box so that you will be reminded of when it comes back in stock. So let me flip the camera back up here, and as you can see, I remembered to do it this week. Last week I forgot, and maybe a few other weeks, but you can see out my window here that it's gotten a little darker, but it's still hot out there. And so I'm anxious to grab a Pepsi Zero, and I'm gonna go outside and sit and maybe look for the moon. Did anybody see the strawberry moon that was out last night? It was really, really beautiful. So anyway, remember to, let's see, what's my closing thing up here? I should memorize this. Let's create together, one card at a time. Mail your projects to make a difference in someone's world. And let me tell you that we do make a difference in one another's world. Just by you guys watching me tonight on this live, it just makes my heart just go pitter patter. It tells me that you guys are interested in what I'm doing, and hopefully I have inspired you to create a red, white, and blue card this week. So let's go ahead and call it a live for this time. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and this is June 30th. Everybody have a great month of July. God bless.